attempt just somewhat to discuss. We'll start off with the pasuk in Mishlei in Kapitel Chavdal. Ubedas chadorim yimlo. With das, ubedas, intelligence, you can fill rooms. Kol hoin, you can fill the rooms with all kinds of riches. Yokar, with all kinds of valuable objects. V'noyim, and all sorts of pleasant things. Listen to a pasuk in Mishnah. Ubedas chadorim yimlo, you can fill a room with knowledge. Kol hoin, and with intelligence you can fill a room. Yokar, with expensive and precious items. Noyim, and with pleasant and sweet items. What is this pasuk talking about? Mishnah is a sefer of Musa, of enlightenment, of chastisement, of speaking to a person, trying to enlighten a person. What does this? Here the pasuk speaks about Daas, about wisdom, and it's so mysterious, so cryptic. You can fill a room with wisdom, with precious items. How does wisdom turn into precious items? How does a room become filled with wisdom? I don't understand that sentence. Then you come to the Gemara. There's a very peculiar Gemara in Brachos. The Gemara speaks about the virtues of wisdom. Das. The Gemara says, Gedoylo Deya. Das is so good, so significant, shenitno ben shtei oismes. That the word das, the word for intelligence, the word for knowledge, the word for wisdom, is placed in the pasuk ben shtei oismes between the two names of the Rebbeinu Shalom. Keil Deis Hashem. The Gemara says, behold, take note. You want to know how to relate to wisdom, to intelligence? So the Gemara says, oh, it's so significant, it's so important, that in the pasuk, the word Das is placed between two names of the Rebbeinu. Now what does that mean? If you want, you'll tell me, oh yes, listen, it's put in such a prominent place. It's put in such a prominent place, it must be important. But I don't think that exhausts the meaning of the Gemara. I don't think that that's just what the Gemara means, because it's placed between two names of the Rebbeinu. It's in such a prominent place. I don't think the Gemara is talking about prominence. If it's not talking about prominence, what is it talking about? Pirkei Avos it says, "Ba'asora ma'amoras nivra ha'olam." This cosmos and all that's in it was created in an evolutionary process, not the evolution of knowledge, a different evolution. And it went through 10 times. In Chumash it says by Yoima, and he spoke and he said. So Mishnah asks a very logical question: How am I happened? The Rebbeinu Shalom is a kol yachol. Of what significance is it that he created a world with 10 dictums, with speaking 10 times? The The world could have been created with one vayoma. Rabbi Shlomo said, let there be a cosmos, and there it is. Shazam. Mara asks a very good question. A very courageous question. What is the significance of a 10 times vayoma? Mishnah always gives a peculiar answer, which we have to understand. Lite, we pour him in a rishoyin to inflict punishment upon the wicked, that they're makra the world which was created with 10 times by Yoima, and to give recompense and reward to the righteous, shemekayim is the oilam, shenivra basara mamoris. The question is fantastic. The answer, I don't understand. In Chumash it says 10 times by Yom. So the Chazal teaches that the world was created in a process, in a mysterious process where the Rebbeinu Shalom created the world of 10 victims. We don't know what type of articulation it was. We don't know what it means. But it says 10 times by Yom, and this was the process of cosmic creation. So the Chachamim in their courage, Kedusha, the Chachamim ask, why did the Rebbeinu Shalom have to do it in 10 times? He could do it in one time. He could economize. The question is strong. The question is logical. The question is honest. The question is courageous. And the Torah encourages questions. And what's the answer? Well, it was said in 10 times in order to punish the wicked that they destroy a world which was created in 10 steps. It was so intricate. And to give reward to the tzaddikim that they sustain and give stuff, and they give strength to a world which was created in 10 things. So what does that mean? We mentioned this Chazal a number of times. The Maharal, Mitzrach, and Tefillah, and the Chaim explain a shift of light into a dark world. I would say that 90% of our worldview is chaotic. The Maharal says that the 10 times that the Rebbeinu Shalom created the world with the word Vayomer, and the reason why he didn't say it in one time was to teach us that the cosmos is a cosmos of order and symmetry. To enlighten us that there isn't randomness and casualness in the world. The phenomena of nature is not incidental, but there's order. A mysterious, phenomenal order in the world. Do we know that there's an order in the world? You know, if we knew and were conscious of the problems that exist around us, our mentality couldn't survive it, it would break down. You know, in the 60s, the young people brought to our attention that there's an ecological problem. You know, well, all right, you know, yeah, we talk about the ecology. To me, I shrugged it off, you know, youthful idealism, the Hakana China, you know, what, there, you know, what are they talking about? I discarded it. Then I began to read what's going on. A company pours poison into the ground and keeps it in storage in the ground, and it seeps into the water. And Niagara Falls. And poison, and people get sick. And Mono Islam, people die. The whole balance of nature is destroyed for hundreds of miles around. This is not an isolated incident. And you begin to read what's going on. You'll laugh at me. Years ago, there used to be a good herring. I asked my friend, Mr. Brescher, who's in the fish business, what happened to the good herrings? Is there no more good herrings? What happened to the good herrings? They depleted the oceans. You know, you have organizations, Save the Whale. I want to start an organization, Save the Herring. But the oceans are depleted. So we're busy with our daily things, and we don't think about it. So you begin to read about the depletion, the procedure. There are ways to allow the fish to hatch and to recapitulate the abundance of fish in the sea. But people are evil and greedy. They don't want to let them do that. Now I can make an instant profit. I don't care. There is a mean short-sightedness that doesn't recognize the chain of nature. You can go on and on and on and on and on. There's researchers in every area. In every natural, biological area, there are things. What is this? This is an evil that fails to recognize that there's a Savior in the breed. The Tana said that the Torah wrote 10 times by Yoima to teach Klal Yisrael that we should know there's a Seder and that there's an order in the breed. There's an order. And it's not just an ecological order that one must respect. And in the life of the human being, there's a meridic order. There has to be an order. The end of the Bechira, the end of Bechira is, the goal of Bechira is to bring symmetry. Kindness. Everybody will say, oh, kindness is the greatest thing in the world, to be kind. I wish I could be kinder, kind. No, but we learn in the Gemara, Kol anase rachman ala ha'achzari, soiteli is achzar ala rachman. The Gemara says, if you're indiscriminately kind and you're kind to a sadist or to a wicked person, beyond this, you're going to be wicked to a kind person. Everything is order on how much and when. How much and when? Everybody wants to be good to a child. No one wants to punish a child physically, corporeally to hit a child. No, the Gemara says a Makis 2,000 years ago it was recorded. You must sometimes hit a child. I've seen in my experience as a teacher, I've seen children that weren't hit. Animals. I don't say shit hit. I'm not coming here to say it's push hitting the children. But a child which is not taught, with a child where I don't want to use that ugly word fear. You know, I don't mean fear, the sick fear. But where a child is kol masha oila al rucha, he does. I want to do this, I want to do that. Where he's not taught to see consequences of his behavior, you're raising I don't know what. And if you think I haven't seen such people in their 20s and in their 30s, carrying on tantrums when they're married and having children. Because mommy and daddy never stopped him. And if his wife dares to stop him, she's not a good wife. So my life's some rough, you know. The whole Torah is to achieve a symmetry and a balance. The Rasha, in his evil, the morale says, is taught. What do you think evil is? Oh, they're going to write you down in a book and they're going to turn the heat up when you get up there. You don't know what it is. Evil is you're breaking and ruining the symmetry of a world which, in order to function, must be symmetrical. It has to be balanced. A fellow told me this week, a kid fell off a fence in Borough Park. Shabbos. Baruch Hashem, nothing too bad happened to him. But the kid, fell off the fence and hit his head. It lost consciousness for a while. It was Shabbos. So it was near the garish people. So a young man runs out, pays down to here, throws off his collar. And a taxi was passing by, takes the kid and runs into a taxi, takes the kid to the hospital. What to do? So a young, another guy goes over here, a young religious, oh, it's Shabbos. Not too bad. That's imbalance. The halacha says that when it comes to a question of sakona, of danger, of health, to a person, to a child especially, not the small Talmud Chacham has to be Machal Shabbos, but you need, the Chil Shabbos has to be from the biggest Talmud Chachamim, perhaps to impress that life, the Chayben, supersedes Shabbos. Shabbos is everything. But in the time of sakona, the balance goes that way. The symmetry is not frozen and stagnant. There's a fluidity. Here's the secret. The symmetry is fluid. It's flexible, it's moving. Today you have to be kind, and the next minute you have to be cruel. Now you have to laugh, and now is the time to cry. And all this is in order and balance. How do you come to that order and balance? There's a little machine in a person which is called Daas. And the Gemara asks, how come, Moitzi Shabbos, when you say the weekday Shemin Esrei, you make Havdalah, you say, Atam Chanantonu, you say, not the Choyne L'Adam Das, and that bracha you say. So the Yerushalmi answers, you mean Das, Havdalah Menayim, because that person doesn't have Das. So you have no discretion. You're telling me to differentiate between Shabbos and the weekday. You're telling me to differentiate between the sacred and the profane, in time, in the aspect of time. It must be in the bracha of Das, because the mechanism which teaches me discretion is Das. Listen. The Gemara says, Gedol L'Dayah, this mechanism of Das, of intelligence, is so great that it was placed between the two names of the Rebbeinu Shalom, Keil Deis Hashem. Yes, what's the significance? What does it mean, the name of the Rebbeinu Shalom? What does it mean when we call him a name? We say the Rebbeinu Shalom's name, Hashem, the Rebbeinu Shalom, his name. Look at a name. Anyway, go. Namely, Tmuna, the Rebbeinu Shalom, incorporeal. We cannot ascertain his substance. We can't even apply the word substance to him. So I mean he has a name. Cut a name. So the Rishonim for us. The names mean how he reveals himself in the cosmos, how he functions in the cosmos. We don't know him. So we see his hands. We see his works. Hashemayim is happening like that. You take a look at the star, you know the Rebbeinu Shalom created. You see his creation. So we give that a name. Rachel, Chanon, Erchatayim. Keil, Hashem. In other words, the name is how he rules the universe and how he makes the universe function. The Gemara says a fantastic thing. Intelligent, Da. Da is also an instrument, but in the human being, which is in a way similar to the Shemus Hashem. Intelligence has the same function as the names that we give to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Just as the names that we give to the Rebbeinu Shalom, we say he's a Rachum, the Chanun, the Chesed. Well, how do we live? We deserve what we have. I don't believe that each one of us says that we deserve what we have. Baruch Hashem, we have everything. Our grandparents didn't have what we had. But the Rebbe about Rachman, he gives us. So we function through that need, through that characteristic of our money. So the Gemara says, Daas is that instrument which makes a person function. One moment. In other words, you can paraphrase it and say in other words, if you're using your Daas, you function. To the proportion, in proportion to how much Daas you're using, that's how much you're functioning and giving meaning to your life. And in proportion how much Daas you're not using, to that proportion, that's how empty and shallow your life is. 1 minute. I mentioned before that the symmetry of the world is fluid. It's moving constantly. This motion. It's constantly moving, and a person must constantly decide. I don't think we have yet a computer that can add up the decisions that every ordinary human being must make from the time he opens up his eyes in the morning to the time he goes to sleep. Meaningful decisions. You wake up in the morning. Good morning. I had a Rebbe. I told you. I had a Rebbe. I once said good morning to me. I shriveled up. I was amazed. The next day, other Rebbe came in, so I was afraid to say good morning. I was a young boy. I didn't say good morning. She called me over. She said, the Bachar, come over here. She said, why didn't you say good morning? I was naive. I told him. I said good morning to somebody, to one of the Rebbe's, and he growled at me. I'm afraid to say good morning. Maybe it's improper. The other person, the first person, who was a big person, but was a shortcomer. He failed the test. He had problems on his mind. Numerous problems. When a teenager, when a 15-year-old boy gets the courage to say good morning to you, and you don't answer him properly, you are asymmetrical. Because that good morning is significant. A good morning is very significant. You think a good morning is not significant? I've seen people that know how to say good morning that won't every limb in your body. They just know everything, yes. Rabbi Levin Zochanov, Ish Tzaddik Hayah in Yerushalayim. I met him once and I gave him Shalom Aleichem. Listen, I've given a lot of people and big people Shalom Aleichem. No one gave me Shalom Aleichem like Rabbi Levin gave Shalom. Genius. My hands are good with both hands. So a lot of people have both hands. I thought I touched some type of electricity. I didn't know what it was. A warm focus talked to me, and it was in a crowded room. It was my uncle's cousin. I didn't know what it was. Immediately I walked away. I said, this man's special. Something is here funny. We, in a day, in 1 day, but we don't be best to realize it. In 1 day we have, I'm not talking only about Shalom Aleichem. Everybody has responsibility. But we have to say to ourselves, in a moment of truth, are we facing the responsibilities of God? I hate to look at myself. Children. One of the most complex situations in the world is a child. Go understand the child. I read the books on children, I buy the books on children, and I love to read it, and I'm appreciative of any ounce of enlightenment I can get about what a child is. You're a child. Complex, moody. Da weinte, da lachte. It's here it's screaming, there it's playing, and here it's quiet. It's like a stormy sea. Go deal with a child. But there are ways to deal. And in a husband and wife relationships, you're all back to more complex. Shlomo HaMelech said, a phenomenal posse. A room is empty. He says, Ubedat chadorim yimlo. He says, if the mechanism of intelligence is alert and sensitive, and there's a force behind it that yearns to be intelligent, And to be enlightened, wherever you will turn, you will see it's filled with responsibilities and what to do. Kol hain, with precious things. Sure thing. I sat today with a person. I did him a favor. I learned with him. I worked with him hard. Gets up and walks away. Okay. I said to myself, a youngster, 15 years old. Walks away. No, thank you. I said to myself, there's a gaping hole in his personality. Fine home, upper middle class, well-dressed, well-fed, well-housed. That's it. I'm doing you a favor, and I'm working with you, not just, sitting, blah, blah, blah. And I'm picking you up out of the depths of your ignorance, and you become enlightened. You weren't taught to say thank you, to be appreciative. It's not his fault. Because at home, no one, wonderful people, their intelligence didn't see that aspect of existence that has to be done. That's a task. That's a task to teach someone to say thank you. And I don't mean etiquette. Etiquette is sheker the kozo and hypocrisy. But I mean genuine, authentic feelings. You get up, you sit an hour with the person. I don't get paid. And if you pay the person $100 an hour, still the person helped you. The person exerted himself. He enlightened you. He took it out of you. He took you out of the depths of not knowing. It showed you can know. Where's the thank you? I don't need to thank you. So, because there, they didn't see that. Where do you turn? Ubedat chadorium lo, with that, the person who's mispalo, the person who wants to live with intelligence. Who wants to live with intelligence? We're afraid to live with intelligence. We take so much, okay. Give me another little layer. But a person should abandon himself and commit himself to live in every aspect of his life with intelligence. We're afraid. I'll get a nervous breakdown if I live intelligently. Ubedat chadorem yimlo. Fantastic pasuk. Kol hain Yaakov v'noyim. He says, if you strive to live with intelligence, wherever your gaze will fall, you'll have something significant to do, and you will bring sweetness into your life, pleasantness into your life, symmetry into your life. It's a big task. People, it's a challenge. I'm not saying it's easy. All I'm trying to explain and lead up to the significance of the bracha about the chayim of Daas. We say it off, without, to the proportion that we don't use our Daas, there's chaos in our lives. I remember an incident. My Rebbe Zachar told me on one of the trips he went to Eretz, he was in Bnei Brak. Riding in a car. So going back from Bnei Brak to Yerushalayim, one of the big Talmidei Chacham of Bnei Brak, he had a son that was 9 years old that had to go to Yerushalayim, so he asked the Rebbe, is it possible for him to go to college? Yeah. Get into the car, those days, goes back. They didn't have the quick road, so it probably took an hour and a half, an hour and 3/4 to go from Bnei Brak to Yerushalayim. The little boy had an orange with him. The boy ate the orange and took off the peel, and had it in the bag and placed it on his lap, and he was holding it. It was a napkin. So Shiva noticed that the boy's holding purposefully a shell on his lap. Why don't you throw it out the window? Huh? You could be unhappy. Somebody could slip on it. Little kids in the cheder, here with their Brak, that's the hotbed of the zealots. That
He noticed it was an awkward position, holding the orange peel on his hand, on his lap. Oh, window, little kid already. I have to tell you, because I'm throwing something out the window. You ride the streets of New York. I'm embarrassed to go. I go over sometimes the 60th Street Bridge from Queens to Manhattan. On the side of the bridge, there were mountains, I don't know, mountains of garbage. New York. What? What is it? Daas. The Torah wants in the fluidity of life, in every aspect, wherever the intellectual gaze falls, it should be with that. Then you will see what responsibility. This little boy already was a stick on a prince. He learned nobility already. He was a little noble nobility today. And teaching the child that, and that's an aspect of life. Reb Simcha Zissel Kellerman, carry it, what seems to us to be an extreme. Reb Simcha Zissel Kellerman was the Rosh Yeshiva in Keller. And in the yeshiva there was a shamus. I don't know if many, you know what a shamus is? A sexton. He took care of the menial things in shul. And part of his salary was he had a goat. And next to the yeshiva there was a plot of ground with grass, and the goat could feed over there on the grass. That was part of the salary. So Reb Simcha Zissel happened to pass by and had to step over the grass. And they noticed that Reb Simcha Zissel Ben Baal was inspecting his booth, and he was taking some blades of grass out of his booth and throwing it back on the ground. They knew something of significance. They asked the Rebbe, what are you doing then? He said, well, the grass belongs to the shamus. And the food for the goat, he said, I might have taken away a little bit of grass that was caught on my booth. It's high grass. Let's put it back. You look at me and say, come on. That's carrying it too far. Yes, it might be for us carrying it too far. It might be for us carrying it. But for the great thing that he was, and for the type of functioning of Daas that he had in his worldview, he responded to that step on the grid. He filled it with a work of art. For us, it would be good because we're not on that level. For us, it would be cuckoo because our soul is rent asunder with more serious problems than putting back 3 blades of grass. But for the big man, even there, he imbued greatness in stepping on the grass. That's the meaning of the pasuk. Ubedas hadorim yimlo. There was a big guttel in Europe, a big Rav came to visit Reb Chaim Brisker in his summer vacation in Polonga by the sea. And he asked, where is Reb Chaim Brisker? And they told him he's sitting in shul learning. And he came to shul and saw Reb Chaim sitting in a corner. And he noticed that the shoemaker of the town, who in Europe, the shoemaker was a lowly position. And ignorant people, that's the way it was. He saw Reb Chaim sitting with the shoemaker, and the shoemaker and Reb Chaim had it bent over and seriously listening to the shoemaker talking and talking. But for half an hour, 2 hours, he waited for the rubber. You mean? One of the shoemaker left. One of them. How do you allow yourself to be harangued by a shuster, by a shoemaker? You never talk. This said, what are you talking about? He has a broken heart. He has tragedies in his life. He says, you have to let him pour his heart out and listen to him attentively. I cannot explain to you. Honestly, I don't know how much and how deep and how creative 2 hours of Torah learning meant to Reb Chaim Brisker. But believe me, it was something extremely substantial and significant. But a broken heart. First was a problem, first was a cry. After learning the meal. I see people, they're friends, they're pals, they're wonderful. The other fellow wants to talk about a problem, I don't want to hear it. Talk to me. Keep it gay, keep it pleasant. I don't want to hear any problems. I'm your friend, but your problems I don't want to listen to. That's the meaning of the pasuk. Ubedas chadorim yimlo kol hoy yoker v'noim. Reb Chaim Brisker could take out of 2 hours of conversation and make diamonds and jewels because at that moment his Daas responded to that aspect of life. And when he was through with him, he was back to his Gemara. And when we're misfoul, Rebbeinu Shalom Chaneinu Yichad Deya Zinu Mahaskal, we mean Rebbeinu Shalom, show us where the jewels, show us where the richness of life is in our intelligence to respond to it. We think we are intelligent. We think, oh, Yochim, that we're sophisticated. Woe is to us! And I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to myself. Woe is to us! We tread on the most precious things in the world because our intelligence is one to gaze at. There's a fight a few days between two boys in yeshiva. They insulted each other. The one boy said to me, he said to me this and this and this and this. I said, oh, that was mean, that was terrible. And he said that and that. And the boy that told me this is an intelligent person. I said to him, you know what the key to the problem is? It's because it was vis-a-vis. You let yourself down, you let yourself be hurt. You could have dissolved the whole anger had you said to him, you put his hand on the shoulder, listen here, friend, I didn't mean to hurt you. But you didn't have the humility to say that. You got up and started to rationalize and say this and say that, and he was aware that what you're telling him is baloney and bubble. So as you told him different excuses, the angrier he got. But had you got up and had used your voice and said, I'm sorry, you can't say I'm sorry. Yes, you know that there are people that think I'm sorry. They will, in their mind, admit that they're wrong. They will not do that wrong again. But to say to have the humility to say, I'm sorry. How many people? The best of us. But to say I'm sorry, you have to say I'm sorry. You dissolve so much anger, so much hurt. So with one word, I'm sorry, you can fill a room with fresh touch. That's the meaning of the Daas, learning and knowledge. The person who lives with Daas, wherever he turns it, whatever he touches is gold. The Daas Hador meaning low. That's it, there are highlights to the day, highlights. But the pasuk is saying no. The pasuk is saying that every step of the day can become significant in proportion to the Daas, to the symmetry of the